This episode of Overreaction is brought to you by Mika Metals.
Overreaction.
Time to overreact. Overreaction. Let's all overreact.
Motocross fans, it's time to overreact. Southwick, look, Southwick, you are beautiful. You're sandy, you're green, there's trees everywhere, but you got a broken qualifying system, all right? Some French dude named Tom Guyon shows up in 250 Group B, smooth track, and rips the fastest time out of anybody, and he's going to the gate number one. That can't happen, okay? He was like the 20th fastest guy in the second session, which is really good, but we can't have a guy 2 seconds a lap faster than everybody on a smooth track go to the gate number one, but that's what's happening. So Tom Guyon, congratulations. You took advantage of some silliness that's got to change. Tom Vial, Haiden Deegan, Juju Beaumer, 1, 2, 3 in the second session, the more real session with 208s. Nice work, Juju, getting in that top three. Then in the 450s, it's Chase Sexton, who is number one. He means business. He is sick and tired of hearing about Jett being stronger and better and had a week off, and he's coming up to these good tracks. Nope. I'm going to be number one. Chase Sexton was the fastest. But then in the second session, Justin Cooper was a half a second faster than Chase and everyone else. All right, so the kid from the Northeast is racing in the Northeast, and he was actually your fastest when the track was gnarliest. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun day of racing. Mika Metals, Scott USA, Race Tech, EMT Racing, and Guts Racing. Thank you all for being a part of the Overreaction Show. I only promote products that I use and believe in, and those 5 are true to my heart. Let's drop these gates.
250 Moto 1, sponsored by Guts Racing.
All right, just like the screenwriters drew it up, you got Haiden Deegan versus Tom Guyon at the Wick, 250 Moto 1, and the gate goes down, and it's Haiden Deegan, and that was the last we'd see of Tom Guyon. Deegan leads, while Max Anstie, his teammate, runs into trouble early in the race. He's out. Terrible way to start the day and the relationship. You are bummed if you're Max Anstie, but if you're his teammate Haiden Deegan, you're loving life. You are out front, and he looked balanced. He still looks strong and physical and forceful, but now he's kind of surfing the sand and not just banging off of everything like last year. Looks like he found the absolute perfect balance in the sand. You got a sick 250 battle in that 5 to 10 range. Nick Romano is under assault, but that was the sickest battle on the track for a while. Inside, outside, everybody's swapping all over the place, and then Ryder DeFrancisco comes up the inside of Romano, makes an aggressive pass, which leads to Romano and Schwartz coming together. Cochran actually hits Dylan Schwartz, which was super scary. Thought maybe it hit his head, but the replay looks like he ended up being okay. He pops back up, he gets back into the top 20, so good for Dylan Schwartz, but that was a pretty scary exchange. Tom Vial makes his way up to second. He's riding good, looks solid. The problem is he's way back and he's losing more points, and yes, the overall is still in sight. A 2-1 will get you the overall, but it's a bummer when you're having a moto where you really feel like things are coming together and you're still losing time to the leader, who happens to be Haiden Deegan. Next thing you know, you got Jalek Swole's bike. That goes out. He's pissed off. He kicks a banner. He's upset. He should be. Then you got Juju Beaumer, who's fighting his way back into the top 20. He's going to slide out and go down, lose a bunch of spots, so tough break for Jalek, tough break for Juju, but not a tough break for Haiden Deegan. He was phenomenal. He was flawless. Look, he wasn't good there last year, and if you are going to be great, you have to fix weaknesses right away. What's he do? He comes back 1 year later and looks like this, ends up putting up a 15-second victory on the pack. He's the complete package now. Again, fixing weaknesses is what the greats do, and they do it quick. Haiden Deegan not only fixes weaknesses, he smashed everybody. Yeah, it's just Moto 1, but that's a tough look for everybody else.
250 Moto 2, sponsored by EMT Racing.
All right, so 250 Moto number 2, I'm thinking somebody, anybody, shake the hornet's nest that is Haiden Deegan and do something. He's got way too much confidence. He's working you guys every moto. Tom Vial comes up in the first corner and makes a crafty move to get inside of Haiden Deegan. Levi Kitchen does have the whole shot, but Tom Vial squeezes Haiden Deegan out for that spot. You can tell he got the memo. He wants to beat him, but there's a red flag, and unfortunately for Juju Beaumer, he goes down. Bummer, man. He's top 10 in points. He was fast in qualifying. He's been riding great, 6th at High Point, and he's down. Unfortunately for Levi Kitchen, too, you're the leader, and you're going back to the gate after a red flag. On the restart, it is Levi Kitchen who gets the whole shot again. Haiden Deegan now squeezes Tom Vial out this time, and then Deegan does the sickest, nastiest move, section, pass, whatever you want to call it, of the season. Whips it, scrubs it by Levi Kitchen into the lead, and it is on on. Tom Viel, he's on it. He wants it this moto. He's gonna make the move into second. Now he's heading out after Haiden Deegan, and he gets really close. You can tell the pressure is starting to mount, and then Haiden Deegan on his own dumps the front end, goes down. Viel's off the track trying to get back on, put his hand up, make sure he doesn't get in trouble. And for Haiden Deegan, now you got a choice. Do you just lick your wounds and you take the fall, you get up and get some points and get out of Southwick? Or do you go ham, which is what you've been doing all season long? I vote go ham. And he does. He gets right to the back of Levi Kitchen, but unfortunately he runs into a brick wall. That is Levi Kitchen. Played great defense for a lap or two. I think it slowed Deegan down a little bit, kind of ruined his flow and his momentum. Eventually he would go by, but Levi Kitchen played great defense mid-moto. You got Tom Viel out front now over 5 seconds, and this is a big test for Tom. It's been messy. He's been fast, so the speed's been there, but it's just been a little incomplete. Now he's got a chance to get this thing done. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here's Joe Shimoda and Haiden Deegan, second and third. They're right on the back of Tom Viel. Next thing you know, you got Joe Shimoda going past Tom Viel for the lead. And then, of course, Tom's like, whoa, this isn't over. I'm not done. Okay, my bad. I screwed up and I get this thing back, but he can't make the move back on Shimoda, who holds him. And then he got Haiden Deegan now on the back of Tom Viel, and he says, I've got to get this lead back. I need this overall. And he goes down and he is out. Terrible break for Tom Viel, who had this moto in the bag. Now he's out of overall contention. Haiden Deegan's going to get the overall. He lets Joe Shimoda go in the last lap. And for Shimoda, man, he is catching fire. I told you all he's going to catch fire this month. This is a great moto for him. Unfortunately, he gets a 9th in Moto 1, but for Haiden Deegan, you get the overall again with a 1-2. You rode like a beast. You made a mistake, just like Hangtown, but you got the overall again, man. So congratulations on the win. Congratulations, Joe Shimoda, on the moto win. And Tom Viel, that one slipped through your fingers.
Moto 1, sponsored by Racetech.
All right, 450 Moto 1 is on the gate. Hunter Lawrence is your points leader. He's got the red plate. You got Chase Sexton. He was the fastest in qualifying, so you're thinking he's going to bring it this moto, put it to Jett. And, of course, you have Jett Lawrence, who wants to remind everybody that he's the man in the 450 class. He's been banged up. He is strong, and when the gate goes down, it is Jett Lawrence who does take the lead in the first corner. He's up front. And if you're Hunter Lawrence and Chase Sexton, you got him sitting right there, boys. You got to do something with this guy now. But Jett puts down the most ridiculous opening lap, and he is gone. He's over 3 seconds gone from Hunter Lawrence in second, and that was all she wrote. Luckily, there was action outside of the top 10. You got Malcolm Stewart and Shane McElrath in a battle with a bunch of dudes that I have never heard of, a bunch of sandlords just ripping around Southwick, and those boys were in a battle with dudes that they did not know who they are. That is very hard to do when dudes show up on your turf, you don't know who they are, and they're all up in your business. Inside the top 10, you got Garrett Marchbanks, who is back. He was 6th overall last year in the championship, so we shouldn't be surprised when he's inside the top 10 in the 450 first moto. Yes, he's been gone, but he's pretty dang good at outdoors, so shout out to Garrett Marchbanks. Aaron Plessinger, of course, has sweat and sand in his eyes. That's a no-go at Southwick. He's off the track. He's getting new goggles and out of the top 10. Jett Lawrence is out front, riding absolutely phenomenal and perfect like Haiden Deegan was in 250 Moto number 1, but it looks different, where Deegan is powerful and strong and forceful. Jett is more pointed and deliberate, and you can tell that every single move he's making is very strategic. Two different styles of riding. These two are going to meet. These timelines will collide. We're going to get a heavy dose of these two perfected styles. It's coming. Then you got the Sandlords back on TV. It's Coulis and Austin going back and forth. And if you're Malcolm Stewart, you're looking up going, who are these dudes? There's no way I'm letting these guys get by me. He comes up the inside, boom, makes the pass. That's exactly what you do to someone when you don't know who they are. But then guess what? Malcolm makes a mistake. The dude almost gets gets him back. Stewart shuts him down. And unfortunately for the Sandlord, he is now out of the top 10. Overall, though, it was a pretty boring race. Jett Lawrence is out front and he's gone. It's a return to normalcy. That's a bad look for everybody else on the gate. He wins and it's like playtime again. And that's a bad look because he was way gone from second, who was way gone from third, who was way gone from fourth. And this is not what I want to see in the 450 class. Luckily, it's just Moto 1, but that was a bad look.
Overreaction.
450 Moto 2, sponsored by Scott USA.
Before we drop the gate in 450 Moto number 2, huge shout out to Guts Racing, Mika Metals, EMT Racing, Race Tech, and Scott USA for being partners of the Overreaction show. And now it's 450 Moto number 2, and I'm thinking the same thing that I was in 250 Moto number 2, which is somebody needs to shake the hornet's nest and stop Jett or do something to Jett. He's won 4 motos straight. He's got way too much confidence, and the gate goes down, and Jett pulls the nastiest start of the season. And you know what? It's time to have a conversation. Let's just get rid of the greats. They're a net negative. They don't offer anything positive. The greats got to go. Jett Lawrence is out front leading, and Chase Sexton is not waiting around, though. He goes by Hunter Lawrence with an aggressive pass. Hunter Lawrence wakes right back up, snaps back, makes the move back on Chase Sexton, and I think Hunter was legitimately mad. Like, it just fired him up and pissed him off because he blows by his brother, takes the lead, and the next thing you know, you got 20 minutes of Hunter Lawrence just pulling away. You got Dylan Ferrandis and Justin Cooper in the That's My Bike battle, and Dylan Ferrandis makes the pass into 5th and goes by Justin Cooper. Nice work, Dylan. And Hunter Lawrence is out front leading, not looking like a rookie, looking like a true points leader for 20-ish minutes or so, and then comes little brother, and that toy-stealing little brother, of course, has to come up late and make the pass and take the lead back from Hunter Lawrence, and this is when Chase Sexton wakes up. He makes the aggressive move on Hunter Lawrence. Hunter's playing great defense. Ultimately, Chase does go by, and then he sets his sights out on Jett Lawrence, and we've been waiting all day for it, right? Kind of a little bit of a snoozer day. We've been waiting all day, and here comes Chase Sexton and Jett Lawrence. The battle is on, and Chase would eventually make the pass. He doesn't do this often, but he did do this a couple times at the last round too, so it's becoming more familiar. The big difference, though, is he closes it down and gets the win. Chase Sexton in a boss mode ride beats Jett Lawrence straight up, and look, Jett was leading. Jett whole shot. He was out front. Chase had to go forward, go backward, go forward, and make his way up to Jett and take it and pass him. And look, Jett gets the overall. Congratulations. He closes up the points gap a little bit, but that does not feel like a win if you're Jett Lawrence. Chase Sexton is the man at Southwick and takes that second moto win, and this thing just feels different. It just feels different now, and we head to Redbud. Let's go!
Overreaction.